Welcome! For today's video, we're going to discuss about Grade 11 Earth Science. For the first chapter, we will have our lesson entitled Introduction to Earth Science. Earth Science mainly focuses on the study of the Earth and outer space. The four Earth sciences are geology, meteorology, astronomy, and oceanography. Geology, it is the science of the Earth. It deals with the Earth composition, Earth structures, and Earth processes. Meteorology, it is the study of the atmosphere, processes in the atmosphere, and how it determines the Earth weather and climate. Astronomy is the science of the universe, simply means the study of the universe and the heavenly bodies. Oceanography, it is the study of the Earth's oceans that includes their composition, movement, organisms, and processes. Why should we study Earth science? Number 1. Understanding the Earth's rock and mineral and how they interact with the atmosphere, the world water supply, and such living organism will provide the foundation for all natural and environmental sciences. Number 2. It can lead to the discovery of fresh water, energy, and mineral resources. Number 3. We can predict and avoid natural hazards by understanding the dynamic structure of the Earth's interior and crust. Number 4. We may be able to predict the changes of the Earth in the future by studying the rock records, therefore giving us more insight into the past environmental changes. Lesson number 2. The origin of the universe. The following makes up the universe, which are large gas, stars, dust cloud, planets, and galaxy. There are 4 theories of the universe that discuss how it all started. Number 1. Creationist theory. People believe that there is a powerful one who created our universe. The Bible says about the origin of the universe is that God is the one who created the universe from the beginning to the end. Number 2. Big Bang Theory. George Lemaitre is the father of the Big Bang Theory. He states that all energy and matter of the universe were compressed into a hot and dense state, leading to a massive expansion, thus creating a universe due to the spread out of the energy and matter. Number 3. Steady-state theory. Proposed by Fred Hoyle, Hermann Bondi, and Thomas Gold. This states that the universe has been present ever since and therefore has no beginning and no end. It has been expanding constantly. Number 4. Oscillating theory states that the universe follows an infinite sustaining cycle from the combination of Big Bang and Big Crunch theory. Lesson number 3. Origin of the solar system. Here are the theories about the origin of the solar system. Number 1. Nebular hypothesis states that the universe was formed due to swirling masses of gas and dust. Stages are Number 1. Collapse. Number 2. Spinning. Number 3. Flattening. Number 4. Condensation. Number 2. Fission theory, proposed by George Darwin in 1879. This theory states that the sun burst, which made the planets came out, where the moon was said to be part of the Earth back then but is now separated. Number 3. Capture theory, proposed by Michael Mark Wilson in 1964. This theory states that the sun captured the planets as they are wandering around due to gravity. Number 4. Planetary collision theory. According to this theory, new planets had been formed after planets collided with one another. Number 5. Stellar collision theory. According to this theory, stars had collided which resulted in a formation of a new planet. These are the 2 theories about the center of the solar system. Heliocentric theory states that Sun is the center by Nicholas Copernicus, while geocentric theory states that the Earth is the center by Claudius Ptolemy. Lesson number 4. The solar system. The following are the celestial bodies found in the solar system. A meteoroid are the objects in space that range in size from dust giants to small asteroids. Meteors are the meteoroids that enter the Earth's atmosphere at high speed and burn up, which leads to an appearance of a fireball or shooting stars. Meteorite are the meteoroids that survive through the atmospheric layer of the Earth, falls and hits the ground as the aftermath. Kuiper Belt, a donut-shaped region of icy bodies beyond the orbit of planet Neptune. Oort cloud, a giant spherical shell that surrounds the rest of the solar system. Planet, a ginormous bodies that revolve around the Sun in the solar system. Here are the classification of planets. Terrestrial planets are the planets that have a solid surface closer to the Sun, doesn't have any rings and composes of rocks and metals. Mercury, the fastest planet that zips around the Sun for every 88 days. It has a solid cratered surface just like the Earth's moon. Mercury is the smallest and is the closest to the Sun, but it is not the hottest since Venus is the hottest planet. Venus is the twin planet of Earth, spins slowly in the opposite direction from most planets, and it is the first planet whose surface was reached by a spacecraft from Earth. Earth, the only planet that is capable of sustaining life, with one moon named Luna. The only planet with liquid water can be found on the surface. Earth's name is derived from a Germanic word which means the ground. Mars, known as the red planet, has two moons, Phobos and Deimos. Mars is a cold, dusty desert world with a very thin atmosphere. Mars is the planet that has the largest volcano in the solar system can be found, named Olympus Mons. Another classification of planet is Jovian planet. They are the planets that have a gaseous surface, are farther from the Sun, relatively cooler, have rings around them, and composes of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter, largest planet and has 79 moons. A prominent feature of Jupiter is the Great Red Spot, a gigantic storm. Jupiter has rings but lacks brightness. The planet that has the largest moon named Ganymede. Saturn has the largest, brightest, and most complex ring system. Rings are made of chunks of ice and rocks, has 62 moons, and Titan is the giant moon of Saturn. Uranus, known as the sideways planet, discovered in 1781 by William Herschel. Uranus is the first planet that was found using a telescope, rotates at a nearly 90-degree angle from the plane of its orbit. Neptune, the first planet that was discovered through mathematical calculations rather than observations, the eighth and most distant major planet orbiting our Sun. Dark, cold, and whipped by supersonic winds, has 6 rings but is hard to see. Look how cute the dwarf planets are! Lesson 5. The Earth Subsystem. Earth is the only planet that can support life in our solar system. Our planet is characterized by its rocky brown and green land masses with blue waters and white clouds. Planet Earth is made of erratic, complex, and interactive system that makes it a constantly changing planet. A subsystem is the set of interconnected components that are interacting to form a unified whole. Each part is related to the whole. All subsystems are important to continue the living conditions of the Earth. When one part or system is absent, it can cause the main Earth to fail its function, therefore failing to support the life on the planet. The 4 subsystems of Earth are biosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, and atmosphere. Bio refers to life, which means biosphere includes all life forms on Earth. It covers all ecosystems from soil to the rainforest, from mangroves to coral reefs, and from the plankton-rich ocean surface to the deep sea. Hydrosphere, dynamic mass of the water that continuously moves. It covers about 70% of the Earth with liquid water, mostly in the form of ocean water. 2/3 are in the form of ice, while the remaining 1/3 is present in streams, lakes, and groundwater. Atmosphere. It consists of layers of thin gases that envelope the lithosphere. The present atmosphere is composed of 78% nitrogen, also known as the most abundant element in the atmosphere, 21% oxygen, 0.9% argon, and a trace amount of the other gases. Here are the layers of the atmosphere. Geosphere makes up the solid portion of the Earth, its structure and land. It includes everything natural and lifeless that makes up the surface of the Earth. It includes mountains, minerals, lava, and molten magma from beneath the Earth's crust, all the rocks and some particles from dry land to those found at the bottom of the ocean. The crust is one of the layers of the Earth that covers by the geosphere. It has very thin outer skin and materials resources underneath. The crust is made up of 2 rocks. Basaltic, volcanic lava rock, mostly oceanic. It is younger and denser than granitic rock, and granitic rock, mostly on land and is thicker than basaltic rock. Here are some examples of interaction between the Earth subsystem. For the last lesson, we will discuss about rocks and mineral. Mineral is the building block of rocks and can be described by its physical and chemical properties. It has definite composition, has crystallized structure, pure, natural, and inorganic substance. There are 5 identifications of mineral, which are cleavage, color, streak, luster, and hardness. Cleavage is the part where the smooth, flat plane of a mineral breaks. These breaks occur along planes of weaknesses in the mineral structure. If a mineral breaks along an irregular surface, it does not have cleavage. When a mineral breaks irregularly, the breaks are called fractures. Color is one of the most obvious properties of a mineral. Color should be considered when identifying a mineral but should never be used as the major identifying characteristic. Streak is the color of the powdered mineral. It is usually more useful for identification compared to the color of the whole mineral sample. Luster is the way that light reflects from the rock. The term metallic and non-metallic describe the basic type of luster. Some minerals that don't exhibit luster are referred to as chalky, earthy, or dull. Hardness is a measure of whether a mineral will scratch or be scratched. Mohs hardness scale is a reference for mineral hardness. With a Mohs scale, anyone can measure an unknown mineral on how hard can it be. Moving on to rocks. There are three classifications of it. Number 1. Igneous. Formed through the cooling and solidification of magma or lava and are divided into two main categories. There are two types of igneous rocks, which are volcanic and plutonic. Volcanic rock is when materials such as magma have been ejected from a volcano, which result in the magma reaching the surface either as lava or fragmental eject. Plutonic or intrusive rock, on the other hand, results when magma cools and crystallizes slowly beneath the Earth's crust. The second classification of rock is metamorphic. It arises from the transformation of existing rock types in a process called metamorphism, which means change in form. The rock is made from another rock by pressure and heat. There are two types of metamorphic rock. A non-foliated rock forms around igneous intrusive, while foliated rock formed under Earth's interior under extremely high temperature and unequal pressure. The third classification of rock is sedimentary. It is formed by the accumulation of sediment and deposition of materials at the Earth's surface and within bodies of water, such as when the sediments, like shell and pebbles, form with the help of the agents of erosion. Particles that form a sedimentary rock by accumulating are called sediment. Such sedimentary rocks are called clastic rocks, while other sedimentary rocks may be formed by chemical precipitation from water or consist of fossil remains. The three types of sedimentary rocks are classic, chemical, and organic. That's all. I hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching.